Welcome to MCN, welcome to the Himalayas, and welcome to the launch of the Royal Enfield 450 Himalayan. So this is a ground up new motorcycle that has taken a lot of development. They've actually started development of this bike in 2016, which is when the original Enfield Himalayan came out. The old bike was a very popular bike, had a lot of character, and it was an incredible seller, selling over 200,000 units worldwide, which is, pretty mind-blowing for a single make of motorcycle. If you remember, it was a 411cc, about 25 horsepower, long stroke single cylinder motor, and it was a real plodder, but it had a lot of character, and people liked it, and that was obviously borne out from the sales figures. This is a different proposition. So it's a 452cc, liquid cooled, Royal Enfield's first liquid cooled engine, double overhead cam and ride by wire, which gives you a couple of options on the actual engine mapping. Because of those significant increases in technology, the engine is 10 kilograms lighter than the outgoing version. It's also a stressed member, so there's now no down tube, so the chassis is actually now 2 kilos lighter as well. The overall weight of the bike is only a couple of kilos lighter than the outgoing model, mainly because it's got higher quality suspension, bigger, higher quality wheels. That engine has also given more power, so we're now looking at a claimed 40 horsepower and 40 newton meters of torque. Also, the engine revs a lot more. But what Enfield owners will be pleased to know is that it still very much retains that character of a long stroke single cylinder engine. So it will really plod along quite nicely. You've got a digital dash here, TFT dash, with all the information on there, and from anything from sort of 2,500 RPM, second, third gear, you can just, no need for a clutch, you can just tap the throttle and it will chug away, and it really does chug. It's an old school single. But over 3,000, 3 to 5,000 is kind of the sweet spot, and it feels very civilized, quite vibe free, a lot of rubbers on the mounts and footrests and things like that, just to ensure that you're not getting too vibey. So also, in line with the new engine, the chassis is all new. And one of the main advantages of the chassis is that it kind of retains that same low seat height, so slightly higher than the old model, but this is 825 millimeters, which is low for for this sort of bike. It's also very narrow. So I'm 5'9", I can get my feet firmly planted on the ground. And that obviously just boosts confidence whenever you have to get your feet on the ground or you have to push or paddle, maneuver the bike. The seating position is very neutral. It's comfortable. We've now on our second day of riding. We had a full day yesterday, and it's a pleasant place to be. It's comfortable. There's a good distance from the seat to the footrests. It's got 230mm ground clearance, which is not bad, and a lot of that is helped mainly because of the wheel sizes and the improved suspension. So on the wheel sizes, you've got a 21-inch front, a 17-inch rear. So the suspension is by Showa. So you've got a shock is you can adjust the preload. I started with it on standard setting, which is 3. And I've wound it up a little bit when we were doing some more sort of technical off-road. They said the sort of target weight for this is about 85, 95 kilos with the standard suspension setting, which is I'm probably just under 85 with all my kit on, bag on, camelback. So, and it feels good. There's not a great deal of sag on the bike, and when you sit on the bike, it doesn't crash through the stroke. We've been riding fairly hard on unpredictable terrain, so you're hitting bumps, and it feels pretty good. I'm impressed with the suspension. For my size, my weight, it really is having no problem at all coping with the sort of riding we've been doing. Up front, again, you've got 43mm Showa suspension, but non-adjustable. But again, I haven't been kind of crying out for these changes. So, as on the whole, it's a well-balanced motorbike. In addition, the dash is Gone is the old school dash and the compass, and now you've just got one single display, which is a 4.5-inch TFT dash. It gives you all the information you need, but is quite clean. It's easy to look at, easy to pick up the information you need, and then through a 5-way toggle switch joystick on the left-hand handlebar, you can basically navigate through all sorts of different menus. The other real important thing is that they've worked with Google Maps, and you can now sync your phone with this dash, and you can get to see wherever you want to put. You can basically duplicate what you've got on your phone to the actual dash. There's also a whole range of accessories on the bike that are coming, so from panniers to set it up as a real adventure bike, and they've also got a whole other accessory range to set it up as like a rally bike. So you've got different seat, you've got higher windshield, you've got a lot of different exhaust, so mods just to basically sort of take the bike in whatever direction you want. Also 6-speed, which I forgot to mention, which is obviously going to be good for the sort of globe busters, the globe travellers that are doing big miles on these sort of bikes. To summarise, Enfield have very much retained the character of the old bike, but they brought a whole new raft of top-end technology into the bike to take it on to the next step. It still retains the same character. It's not a fast motorbike, it's not a powerful motorbike, but it's a very usable and user-friendly bike, and I think that is important for this market. One of the appeals of the old Enfield was that it felt like wherever you took it in the world, you'd be able to fix it, because it was an air-cooled motorbike, and it was very, very simple. This is obviously a slightly different proposition, being water-cooled and being ride-by-wire, so only time will tell as to how that actually fares in the real world of sort of global travelling. The elephant in the room right now is that we don't know a price for this bike. So we're out in the Himalayas and we haven't got a price. And that will obviously be a very important factor in people's buying decisions of whether they want to go for the bike or not. My gut feeling, and I can only stress this is my sort of personal opinion, is, and sort of reading between the lines of what the Enfield sort of management are saying, is that they see this bike as a big step up. So I think, you know, when the original Enfield came to the UK, it was under £4,000. This isn't going to be anything like that. I think this is going to be significantly more money. I think they're trying to get away from the sort of budget motorbikes and try and offer a more sort of premium option. So there we go, the new 450 Royal Enfield Himalayan here in the Himalayas.